So Donald Trump had a meeting with Jerome Powell at the Federal Reserve, and Jerome Powell fact checked him in real time and did not back down and did not let him off the hook. And this is one of my favorite clips that I've seen in a while because the rest of us from day one has been waiting for someone to react to Trump the way that Jerome Powell does in this clip because far too long people lets this guy just say the most outlandish, over the top, untrue things and they let him roll with it. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've ended up in such a mess that we're in politically these days is because no one's ever held him to account. Here he is. We're going to watch this clip together. Now, here he is right here being held to account. Watch how that Jerome Powell just does not back down, does not let him off the hook. And then we're going to talk more about how in any other era in American history, this right here would be enough to end someone's political career. Let's watch together.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, and it looks like it's about 3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1.
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building.
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
I know I point this out a whole lot here on the channel, but there was a time when Dan Quayle misspelled potato. He told a kid to put an E on the end of it, and no one ever took Dan Quayle seriously again. I don't know that they ever fully did, but that was pretty much the end of that dude. Howard Dean screamed at a rally because he was trying to get his crowd excited about the next primary, and he just screamed, and they said he lacked the temperament to be president. There was a time in American history that is long in our rearview mirror now, but there was a time in American history where that one clip right there, just that, forget every other thing that Donald Trump has done, that one moment would have caused people to say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy does not know what's going on. This guy does not understand the basics. He would have been held to a much higher standard. But we have become so desensitized because it's Trump that people always gives him a pass for things. He always gets left off the hook every time. And it's so frustrating to sit back and watch because that's just, I played that for this reason. I played that because, okay, in Trump's world, that's actually a minor mishap. That's a minor goof. But a minor goof that would have ended your career 20 years ago. However, that minor goof would have ended his career in any other era. But now here we are with all of this going on. There's so much more going on, like his Department of Justice sitting down with Ghislaine Maxwell. Behind closed doors, we're going to hear what they want us to hear. They're going to come back and tell us what they want to tell us. And again, it's like that moment that he was fact checked by Powell would have ended him in any other era, but yet he's got all of this stench from Epstein and all of these scandals just riddling his presidency, and yet he still keeps trucking along because we've became so desensitized that people won't call him out. Good on Jerome Powell for calling him out over that. But wouldn't you like to see him be called out more on this stuff with Maxwell, on this stuff with Epstein? And here he is, folks. Let's watch this one together, too. Here he is saying he's considering a pardon. He's not ruling out a pardon for a child sex trafficker, Ghislaine Maxwell. Check this out.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something.
Recommended it.
It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out,
Now, does anyone think for a minute that he's not thought about this? As much as he's tried to make this Epstein thing go away, you think it's not crossed his mind as to what she knows? He's sending his DOJ in to talk to her behind closed doors. They're going to come back and tell us what was said, and MAGA will believe it, but the rest of us is going to say this one stinks to high heaven. And when I saw this clip here from Adam Kinzinger, he just took the words right out of my mouth with this one. This is how we were all feeling hearing Trump say that.
Trump is considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, the child sex trafficker who actually helped Jeffrey Epstein. Why? Because she knows things. She knows about Trump, and if Trump pardons her, she won't talk. He already sent one of his attorneys to go talk to her. How you guys going to spin this one? I mean, Donald Trump is straight up worried that she's going to talk, so he might pardon her. Do we care about child sex trafficking or don't we? Answer that, guys.
No, the answer is no, folks. They don't care, and they never did. This has always been. Let me point this out. They haven't wanted to see the list released. That's not what they want. They've wanted to see Democrats get brought down. They've wanted this to be all about the Democrats. They've never wanted to see Donald Trump face any accountability for anything. So I never bought into 1 second of we care about child trafficking or we care about protecting the children. They don't. And if they would sit back and let his Department of Justice talk to her behind closed doors, we'll never know what was said other than what they decide to tell us. And then they pardon her and she walks free so she won't talk. How the hell is that being transparent? They love to throw that word around. We're fully transparent. We'll be transparent with the American people. Mike Johnson loves to say that word every chance he gets. Elon Musk loves to say that word. But when it comes right down to it, they're not being at all. Everything is playing out just like a mob movie right in front of our faces. And I started this video showing you Jerome Powell hold his feet to the fire over bringing up something that wasn't true, fact-checking him in real time. But why don't more people hold his feet to the fire, especially if it has to do with child trafficking? I mean, if Jerome Powell can hold his feet to the fire at the Federal Reserve, I do believe that more people should be holding his feet to the fire right now and saying, no, we demand to see full transparency. We want those interviews with Ghislaine Maxwell. We want to all see that. We want to all hear that. Because who is honestly going to trust him if he comes back and tells what they discovered? Who's going to believe it? And who's going to believe it if she walks free? And how will people feel to truly let someone like that walk free with a pardon because she won't talk? How is anyone going to sit and ever convince me, or anyone for that matter, that they care about children ever again? They won't be able to. They'll never be able to convince us of that. It's always been about bringing down Democrats to them. It's never been about bringing down Trump. So these people will roll right with this stuff. They might have got mad at him for a minute, but I've never had a lick of faith in them people, and I never will. Because as long as Donald Trump's around, if he can find a way to spin this to bring down the Democrat, you will see MAGA celebrating in the streets. But if she's saying something behind closed doors that could incriminate Trump, do you honestly think that his Department of Justice will ever bring it out and tell us? Do you think they'll ever come forward and say, oh, wait a minute, our guy did this? No, they're not going to. So it's good to see Jerome Powell hold his feet to the fire. But the rest of this country needs to hold his feet to the fire on the bigger issues at hand. Because if you truly cared about child trafficking, you would. But won't know what will MAGA do? They'll go back to talking about drag queens. They'll go back to talking about groomers. But like Adam said, how are they going to spin this when they let someone who helped Jeffrey Epstein? It's going to be the biggest slap in the face. It's bigger than a slap in the face. It's going to be the biggest disgrace to the victims ever. What it's going to tell the world is if you're rich and you're powerful, you can get away with anything. It's going to tell me that the rich and the powerful can absolutely get away with anything, and it's going to tell me if MAGA stands by and just swallows that hook, line, and sinker, it's going to tell me what I already knew, which is they never cared about anything but themselves and their worship of Donald Trump. They never cared about the children. They used this issue as something to beat the rest of us down with. They used this issue as something to weaponize against everyone else, and in doing so, it was the ultimate slap in the face of all the victims. We are truly sitting back watching like an episode of Sons of Anarchy. It's crazy. We're literally living in that day and age because people couldn't hold his feet to the fire a long time ago. They just let him keep saying this stuff and let him keep doing this stuff, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when January 6th happened, I said to myself, dang, he could never top that, could he? Well, folks, in all trueness, if Ghislaine Maxwell walks free and we just go back to business as usual, I think that would top it because it would be the ultimate betrayal of all the victims. It would be the ultimate betrayal of all the children that were hurt. So, yeah, as far as Adam saying, how you going to spin this with MAGA, I really don't care. I really don't care how they spin it because they are people that just truly do disgust me. And, I mean, of course they'll spin it however they want to. I mean, what else? That's all they're good for. And I know I sound like, people's probably going, dang, you're not cutting them no slack. No, I'm not going to, because they used an issue like this to get on this high horse and punch down at all the people they hate. They're afraid of the trans people. They're afraid of the drag queen might read a book to their kid. But hey, if we could shut this woman up, this child trafficker, we'll just let her walk. Anything to save our daddy. It's absolutely disgusting. I would have loved to have seen the first clip we showed with Jerome Powell. I would have loved that to have been every time Donald Trump opened his mouth, someone saying, no, that's not right. No, this is wrong. That's what it should have been from day one, but it's not, and that's why we're in this damn mess.